Okay, now that's working. Hey, hello there. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hi. Gosh freaking darn it. Okay, OBS for some reason decided, you know what? I'm gonna change your mic to default, and default is nothing. Like, at the very least, it should have, made the default my built-in mic, but no. It was like, your default is nothingness. I don't know how I feel about that. OBS-kun, it's kind of mean of you. Whatever. It's fine. Just, stinky OBS. But yay. May Kukai guide you to victory. After all, she's all unique, Madam Misaki. I'm happy I got one of her. I just need her weapon. And I want her weapon, because why not? I will give her whatever I can. But for now, main story. I do feel a bit bad since I didn't do the cafe event. I did a minigame, but not the event itself. Because teehee? Totally did not forget. But yeah, main story time. Like, eventually I can play that event when they bring it back, so it's not too bad. Okay, let's see over here. I'm gonna miss Saga. I like Saga. We're about to clear a horde of Elids ahead. Drifting impure bubbles. Ha. Bring a few more waves for all I care. Get out of my way. I'm happy for when it comes back eventually. Just like all these banners, woohoo! All units, focus on clearing out these enemies ASAP. First thing fighting, woohoo! Ah, decisions. As much as I love having Suomi, I want to see what it's like just putting in a friend Klukai. I might regret this, but it's okay, who needs healers? Balefleet Type 1. Self-destruct when destroyed. Oh no! It's fine. If I lose, that's what I get for being cocky. At that point, that's the consequences of my own actions. Oh. I like that. I like that a lot. Oh my goodness! She's just clearing out the entire place. I feel like I didn't need anyone besides Klukai. Yeah, you know what? It's true. She's all I need. Man, Macchiato's so pretty. She's all you need. Which is pretty amazing, actually. She did everything. Literally everything. Well, that was fun. Next. Even more fighting. Funk. Kof. Yes. Focus fire. Oh yeah, the new event. Luckily, I'm getting close to catching up to the main story. I was resisting the events, though I kind of regret not doing the cafe one. But it's okay, it's gonna come back eventually. Cries. Kof, focus on the battlefield. Everyone needs your support. Let's clear these Elids. This is a battlefield. Don't just stand there spacing out. If you need repairs, go find Mailing. Yes, I'll keep that in mind, leader. So beautifully powerful. I want to try for more copies. Oh, gotcha gods. Yeah, I didn't for the main interlude. I know it's bad to say that, but I didn't. Teehee? It'll come back eventually. Hopefully it wasn't too much info that I missed out on. If it was, then at least the cafe mini event was fun. Making all them special drinks. I also lost a 50-50 on Centaurace, so it was okay because I got my Klukai. I just need her weapon and maybe more copies of her. There are chapters 8.5 and 8.75. Ah. Teehee? Teehee? He almost there, though? Oh man, is it another continuation event for this current one? If it is, whoops. Whoosh. Watch your 6. Screech! I just love that. Just screech! No more screeching! This should be the last one. Blowing, gentle breeze, well seized. Kolf, can you stop daydreaming on the battlefield? Do you realize you were this close to being scrapped? Let's head back to the Elmo first. Wee! I know what I'll do. Like, totally because I'm not trying to figure out more reasons to wail or anything, but I'm thinking about it like, oh my goodness, since I didn't do the last event, to make up for it, I should get more offerings for Klukai. Now what is this one? Recommend 34, metastable. The merest disturbance will utterly shatter this seemingly stable system. After leaving the underground channel that night, we drive along the barely navigable highway towards Saga's place. With Saga showing us the way, the Elmo manages to leave the collapsed storm behind before it gets worse. Oh my goodness, thank you, Saga. Thanks, girl. Oh! Direct continuations of Chapter 8. And the new event is Chapter 9. Oh. Okay. The storylines haven't merged together yet. That's good then. I pulled for Klukai's banner so far. I got her because I missed my 50-50% to Racy. I just need the weapon. And then also more copies because why not? Luckily, I have a little bit more wiggle room than I thought I would for gacha. So far, I think I did like 90-ish pulls technically in total. Something like that. I'm getting close to pity for the weapon. Hopefully I don't lose the 50-50 though. As the Elmo makes a turn, the semi-underground district, comprised of abandoned buildings, gradually comes into view. I forgot to check. For this current event, when does it end? And for those who did the story, is it a super long one? I feel like I should probably do it before my trip, if anything, that's why. Since I'll be out from like, I think the 31st of March to April 12th, something like that. 40 days total. And a two-parter. Okay. I don't gotta worry too much then. Phew! About the same length as any other chapter? Nice. Mechanic come adjutant. Yes, mechanic come adjutant. Mailing. Mechanic come adjutant. Oh my goodness, a friend's discount? We're friends? We're besties? We gotta do the friendship handshake. Why is she not telling me the price? I don't like that. Ooh, 100% crit rate one of your dolls. Oh, nice. Oh my goodness, we're gonna dismount to her place together. I like this. Yes, ma'am. Or, you know, I'll go after her then. I love Saga's flirtation. It's great. Heck, I want more of that meat she gave us last time. Fukai said to be one of the most broken. Baily. Once you V3 dupe her, that is your breakthrough. She can even be brought against bosses. Which is exciting. I want more. Because I have more wiggle room for gacha. Just a little bit of wiggle room. Good thing her banner's still fresh enough. I'm hoping she's nice enough to me and comes home multiple times. At least easier than Lyles and Chilchuck. Cause ooh, Lyles and Chilchuck and that Arknight's banner hurt me. Freaking Lyles, freaking Chilchuck. I went into that banner thinking Lyles would be the one for me. In the end, it was Marcel, which is fine. I'm raising her. "14th of April. Can't blame the obsession with the Barriers. Do you think by chance I'll run into any Girls Frontline 2 merch while in Japan next month. I wonder what kind of merch I'll end up finding just by chance. Rosa shifts her gaze. I'm 99% sure my first week hotel's gonna be at least in like walking distance of Akihabara, so I'm hoping I can find some fun merch for games. And if not, oof. Potentially, they have a pop-up store in LA this weekend. Ooh! Man, why does LA have to have all the fun stuff? I gotta go there someday. Maybe next time I go to the mainland. Handing off the security duties to Krolik and Nemesis. They should be fine, hopefully. Especially with the welcome party preparations, yeah, totally. I know, right? Don't these companies know Hawaii's closer to them than LA is? I like the way we're trying to cheer girls up, though. Like, we're gonna have a fun time exploring together, we're gonna make a nice little party. It's gonna be lots and lots of fun. Oh. Oh, good luck in class. Good luck, good luck. Perhaps she recalls handling tricky matters in the past, or perhaps my words somehow managed to reassure her. But Rosa suddenly regains her calm. She remains standing quietly on the spot. May I have apple pie? I love the thought of just randomly making sweets now. 15 minutes later. Leaving the Elmo behind, Saga leads me, Groza, and Veple towards the semi-underground district. Kolf is following not far behind. The haphazard buildings on both sides of the form a barrier that shields the area from the sandstorm outside. The streets crisscross chaotically, and we soon start coming across people. It is already nighttime, but the settlement shows no sign of settling down. Oh man, Saga's totally not leading me to my doom, right? She would never. We connected. She even gave me her daughter. Yeah, totally great.
ロレンが私たちの命なんて気にするはずないじゃない。半年前付近の集落に住んでた人間がロレンの医療部隊に遭遇したらしいわ。コーラプスストームの時に家を占拠され全員死んだそうよ。それ以来ここいらの人はロレンに関係するものは
I don't blame her. Hope suddenly grows agitated. She stops in her tracks and glares at Saga with great vitriol. Her body is stiff and her fists are clenched. Ooh, theme is the sea. Definitely, I want to hear. Dude, count the gamer had 300k collapse pieces. Oh my goodness, that is beautiful. I am still confused by Kolf's reaction when Veplay suddenly addresses me, so I failed to respond immediately. Why is she so cute? A person wrapped in dirty rags stumbles out of an alleyway all of a sudden. His face is largely obscured by a hood. Probably due to some kind of ailment on his left leg. He walks with a limp that gives him more leftward momentum and ends up bumping into Veplay. Groza reaches out to keep her from falling over. After running into Veplay, the man simply freezes rigidly in place instead of turning to check on her. He is still facing the same way, his face utterly blank. Veplay checks Crifium's emotion coefficient and questions him solemnly. Crifium gives no answer. This man named Crifium shows absolutely no reaction to Saga or Veplay. Saga scratches her head, then fishes out a supply pack from her bag and shoves it into Crifium's hands. Mmm, delicious rat jerky. Yummy. Need some protein. He accepts the supply pack robotically, and without protest, he turns and shuffles off in the direction of the exit. After watching Crifium stumble away, I try to change the subject. Oh no, that's not good.
私たちのような長年汚染エリアに暮らす人間は体に多少なりともコーラプス放射性物質を含んでる。浄化エリアには行けないし治療法もないの。発症するのは時間の問題よ。
Other than giving the man named Crifium a good long look, Wolf has given no reaction. Good. Subject changed successfully. I sigh in relief and follow the flow of conversation. Yeah, what's Imor? Totally not sus at all.
それも患者の体
Can
を
totally trust him more, right?
正常に戻してくれるんだとか。
エリット症状を緩和する。つまりエリットワクチン。そういったものは
Like, why would Imor be, let's say, immoral? Haha.
特殊なルートがあるのかもよ。私たちの集落にもエリット症状に耐えかねて彼らを探しに行った者が数名いる。
I haven't heard of them coming back though. Ooh, that's not good.
戻っては来なかったけど。
怪しいわ。
Oh no.
さあね。あのクリフィウムも悲惨よ。さっき話したロレンの医療部隊の被害に遭ったのが彼の集落なの。
Poor Criphium.
命からがら逃げてきたってのに今度はエリットに感染するなんて。
Saga stares into space as she recalls Criphium's past. We somehow ended up talking about this again.
ああ、そういえば、サジャ、あなたの家はどこなの？
第11領後科学防護隊ですか。
そうだったかしら。よく覚えてないけどそんな感じの名前だったと思うわ。3時間女子が奴らと同類でなくてよかった。家はもうすぐよ。あと数分で。
第11領後科学防護隊なんですね。
Oof. Kolf exclaims so loudly that everyone working to reinforce the buildings around us stops and stares at us. Completely oblivious to the attention she's attracted, Kolf storms up to Saja, who is pulled abruptly back to reality from down memory lane.
クリフィウム、あいつはどこに行ったの？
それって座標を聞いてるの？大体の方角はわかるけど入り口を出て真似しよう。
Ooh, some fun background lore from GFL1. We once infiltrated a Proteus-associated cult that claimed to have a healer capable of curing Elid. The healer matched the description of an elite member of... Oh no. Kolf's gaze falls on each of us in turn, lingering slightly longer on me and Groza. Then she turns and starts walking in the opposite direction.
コルフェ、
Kolf doesn't stop.
コルフェ。隊長、
Groza grabs hold of Kolf, but Kolf still doesn't look back. Vepley is about to go after her when Saja finally comes to her senses and pulls Vepley back. She shakes her head with embarrassment at Vepley and me. Vepley looks towards Kolf in confusion.
あなたを引き止めるつもりはないのよ。コルフェ、クリフィウムの向かった集落は
Paradius, who's been undercover in the German government, the healer insists that she's a different person from the Paradius member and asks us to call her
彼を探しに行くというなら、
Maklian?
みんなで準備して一緒に行こう。ね。
指揮官、
Kolf mulls in silence for a long time as she tries to keep her emotions under control.
私、
Does it mean we're able to make a friend? Kolf stops talking as she's interrupted by a sudden comms notification.
こんにちは。
At the same time, Kalina had been hospitalized for Elid, so we foolishly decide to trust Maklian as she takes us to an abandoned Paradies facility to extract some of her blood's supposed cure. Oh no.
何があったの？
Yeah, abandoned. Totally abandoned.
完全に問題を解
Just,
き明かして
ugh.
今中枢エリアにいます。隊長たちは今戻ってこれますか？
わかったわ。グローザ、
軌道基地へ戻ります。
中枢エリアで待ってるね。これで
軌道基地、中枢エリア。わかりました。
Kolf shakes off Groza's grip on her arm and makes for the Elmo.
ベプリー、コルフェのそばにいてあげて。それからあなたのリモールディングパターンを調整してもらうといいわよ。
了解。
Ripley catches up to Kolf and follows her.
ちゃんってリズム感とってもいいよね。歩調もリズミカルなんだもん。ほら。
Of course, it's a trap. Multiple dolls get attacked, and we get separated from her. Finally, she offers us a vial of blood she extracted for us to use on Kalina. We then get a choice to trust her.
なさい。指揮官。
Okay, a choice.
私も驚いたわ。
実はね、あなたに奴らが何者なの
Oh man, the blood's too sus to use.
さっきは聞かれたからとっさに説明しちゃったんだけど、まさかこの件がコルフェンって人形に関係してたなんて。その様子だとクリフィームのところには
Regardless of our choice, the actual Paradius member who is identical to Macleon appears and stabs her from the back through the heart, killing her. Ah.
それなら先に温室に行きましょう。こっちよ。
So maybe she was helping? In the central hub on the Elmo, with the test completed, a frazzled mailing holds onto the debugging equipment and is preparing to find the necessary parts in the storeroom.
待ってコルフェンここで待ってて原因が分かったのパーツを探すのに時間がかかるんだ見つけたらすぐに戻ってくるから待っててね
Oh, Mailing, she's trying her best.
はい
Mailing runs off in a rush, even bumping into a machine in the corner on her way. Poor Mailing.
コルフェン待っててね先に休憩室に行っててもいい
We're rescued by a miracle intervention from
だけど時間があったらキャロリックさんとベプリーさんをサポート
Lunasia, and the blood successfully cured Kalina.
ありました
With Leon dead, no more doses could ever be made. Oh, so she wasn't lying. Aww. Cole finds herself all alone in the central hub. She eyes the Elmo's operations interface, which has been left unlocked, and hesitates. She looks up and slowly takes a good look around her.
ありがとうございます
Girl, what you doing? Her gaze shifts back to the operations interface. With a few taps, she brings up the index of dolls serving on board the Elmo via the access history left from resolving Vepley's authorization issues. Her hand hovers over the screen. Her own name and photograph are displayed on the interface. Her fingers brush over her profile softly. Then she presses the delete button. A secondary interface pops up.
もし権限パスワードが設定されて
Oi.
たら
Girl.
私は
Her hand hesitates over the yes. After a long pause, she presses the button. We didn't even put a password.
まったく心優しい指揮官だこと
The commander continued to feel guilty for failing to save Macleon for the rest of the game, so seeing a cult claiming to cure Elid should bring back some negative memories. Oh no! Regret, relief, resolve. Kolf has never shown such a complex expression.
なさいでもこれが正しい選択なの
She repeats the sentence as if to convince herself.
そうこれこそ私の選ぶべき道なんだヘレナちゃん
Seeing Kolf, Helena dashes over and hides behind her.
髪の毛いっぱいあるやだベプリーどうしたんですかコルフェンがいいベプリーいらない
Oh, poor
ベプリ
Vipley.
ーと遊んでるんです遊ばないキャロリック止めない遊ばない
Helena grips Kolf tightly. Kolf tries to pry her hands off but cannot free herself.
それなら綺麗な石を探してきますから待っててもらえませんかあちっちゃい石コルフェちっちゃい石ごめんなさい約束してたのにすっかり忘れてましたすぐに取ってきますからねここで待っててくださいね
Helena finally lets go, and Kolf smooths out the wrinkles on her clothes. She brushes past Helena and leaves the central hub. And now for some fighting. Polarization. The ray of light escapes its slit, crashing into unknowable places. Okay, what's the worst that'll happen here? It'll be fine, totally fine.
アップルパイとチョコレートブラウニーがオーブンに入ってるわ。オレンジジュース。
Ooh, yummy.
結露化の突き当たりのフリーズ。
Apple pie and chocolate brownies.
倉庫のリボンが欲しい。
Wow.
増加も湿気ていて使い物にならないわ。その代わりに
No fireworks, that's fine. Fireworks are loud.
もう試したらしいわ。内部の強刺激性化学物質を無害な染料に取り替えたそうよ。スイッチを入れると色とりどりの煙が噴出されるの。
I want some of the brownies, especially. Like, apple pie is great and all, but brownies.
よし、あらかた準備できたわ。みんなを指令室に呼んで。オレンジジュースはネメシスに持ってきてもらいましょう。アップルパイとブラウニーはキャロリックの担当だし、煙幕発生装置は今回はやめておきましょう。
わかったわ。
そういえばメイリンからの報告がないわね。リモールディングパターンは調整し終えたの？
Rosa looks grave as she stands before the main terminal.
指揮官コルフェンの名前が起動基地の通信コード記録から消失しているわ。
I immediately pick up my communicator and try to call Kof. The call cuts off before long.
この定時を通信ルートが切断されてるの？グローザ、起動基地の監視記録を調べて。
最後の記録は起動基地入り口よ。
1949.
9分頃、彼女はベプリーと一緒に起動基地へと戻ってきてる。その後、起動基地内に設置された各監視カメラにコルフェンの姿はないわ。
起動基地に戻ったのはこれが目的ね。
指揮官、アクセスと操作には確かにパスワードを必要としないけど、起動基地のメインシステムには2級パスワードが使われている。起動基地に属する人形
They were passwords? They were actually
その
passwords?
パスワードが必要よ。一晩では解析できるはずがない。
つまり
コルフェンは確かに自分勝手よ。でも彼女が所属権限を削除して起動基地を離れたとは思えない。もしかすると起動基地が何者かにハッキングされてコルフェンの権限が消されたのかも。前回ジラードグループも同じ手口を使っている。
Oh, so much benefit of the doubt.
コルフェンは何らかの理由により一時的に立ち去っただけで。
あなたがそう言ってくれるのは喜ばしいわ。その可能性はある。グローザ、サージャに連絡。クリフィームの向かった集落の具体的な座標を聞き出しましょう。
Rosa pauses for a moment, then she starts tapping away at the main terminal. A commotion breaks out outside the ops room. The sliding door opens and Krolik comes in, dragging Helena with her. Nemesis follows close behind.
こら触るな。触るなって言ってんでしょ。隊長の作ったデザートが落ちるじゃないのよ。
デザート食べる。
我慢しなさいよ。あんたの分だってちゃんとあるんだから。じゃあ
Girls actually start to believe it and trust. Oh, it's so sad, right when she starts believing.
集結を渇望す。ならあんたがやれば。あんたの持ってるオレンジジュースが酸っぱすぎるからこいつが反応しないのよ。じゃなきゃ未だに残ってるわけないじゃない。
酸っぱい。オレンジジュース嫌い。
Noticing my grim face, Krolik looks me up and down, puzzled.
なんなのよその表情は。指揮官、変なものでも食べたんじゃないでしょうね。さっきメイリンを見かけたわ。倉庫で何か探してるみたいよ。ベプリーは休憩室、今から来るって。コルフェンは見て
Yeah, maybe I could get her to give me a checkup, totally.
もし変なもの食べたんならコルフェンを呼んでくるけど。
昨べから今まで誰かコルフェンを見てない？
見てないわ。コルフェンがどうかした？しかなき秩序、縁に無境の土地へと誘う。どこ？どこのエリアよ？貫通せし道のり、遠心。ネメシスが昨
outside the armory last night.
ヘレナのために石を探しに行くとかで軌道基地の入り口に向かったそうよ。まあ、9時ぐらいかしらね。コルフェンは戦闘服のままだったらしいわ。
あ、ちっちゃい石。
The word pebble seems to have stirred Helena's memory. She stops trying to snatch the dessert out of Krolik's hand.
ちっちゃい石好きか。ちっちゃい石。
ヘレナ、コルフェンに会ったの？
コルフェあった。ちっちゃい石ない。嘘つき。ちっちゃい石欲しい。好きか。ちっちゃい石。
Little pebble. Hey, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, and thank you. Helena runs toward me and starts tugging roughly at the hem of my coat.
立ちなさいヘレナ。いつどこでコルフェンに会ったの？
わかんない。ちっちゃい石。ちっちゃい石ない。わかんない。
Helena.
ごしゅ指揮官だった。指揮官ベプリ登場。何かお手伝いすることある？
The sight of Baily sends Helena scurrying to hide behind me.
悪いやつ。悪いやつ。嫌だ。来ないで。
Hey, she's not a baddie.
ベプリはあ
Baily's adorable.
どうなってるの？
ああ、ゆうべベプリーがヘレナの面倒を見てたんだけど、会った途端ヘレナの髪の毛を引っ張ったんですって。
髪の毛引っ張る。痛い。引っ張ってないよ。ただヘレナの前髪が翼みたいで可愛いと思っただけだもん。それで
Sure, she was so gentle, and maybe she has gorilla strength.
ベプリーそーっとだったよ。ちょっと触っただけ。
Just ouch.
はあ、ちょっとあんたに引っ張られてこいつ倒れてたんだけど。
Okay, yeah, that's gorilla strength.
いやベプリーそんな力あるわけないない。
あんたの力の話なんてしてないわよ。ネメシスだけでも厄介だってのに、人の話くらいちゃんと聞けないの？
敏感、不揃いな絵だ。幽暗な影を落とす。
She is literally a war robot after all.
ストップ。
みんな、コルフェンがいなくなったの。
しばらく出てっただけでしょ。迷子の子供じゃあるまいし。迷子になる人形なんてネメシスくらいのものよ。
コルフェンの権限がすでに削除されてるの。コルフェンはもうエルモ号には属していない。
削除。昨日たくさん道。でかい画面。キラキラのコルフェン。画面触った。コルフェン削除。やだ。削除。やだ。好きか。
たくさん道、中枢エリア。コルフェンは昨日
Mailing.
軌道基地のメインシステムを使用したの？メイリンは？メイリンも中枢エリアにいたはずでしょ？
メイリいない。
Rosa contacts Mailing at once. This time the line connects very quickly.
隊長。いろいろ試したんですけど、リモールディングパターンの制限は解除できませんでした。多分パーツの問題じゃないのかも。そもそものデータが。
コルフェンを中枢エリアに一人にしたの？
はい。
Mailing, it's all your fault. Just
軌道基地
kidding.
のメインシステムは起動状態だったの？ベプリンの権限を処理した後、規定通りアクセス。
Yeah, that's in Mailing. No more rice wine for a what? A whole year. Mailing?
何かあったんですか？コルフェンがどこか壊したとか？なら私今すぐ見に。
That's why you always gotta log out of your accounts, Mailing. You don't want people like messing with your stuff.
メリー、
Like, I've learned that the hard way.
今すぐ司 指令室に来て。
Always gotta log out of stuff. Always gotta at least put your devices to sleep so people can't like snoop.
ええ。
エルモ号の通信コード記録にコルフェンの名前が見当たらない。彼女の権限はおそらくすでにエルモ号から削除されている。
でもそれじゃコルフェンのメンタルバックアップも消えちゃったってことですか？まさか昨日
Yeah, don't want anyone to check the browser history, especially
最近ずっと落ち込んでたのに
or the bookmarks.
メインシステムをロックし忘れて記録を消去しなかったから、それも彼女一人中枢エリアに残して、私ごめんなさい。
Honestly, poor Baily, she's so overworked. But I don't blame her for messing up.
大丈夫よ。まずはこっちに来て。グロザ。
Come up here, Baily. Have some apple pie. Have a brownie.
自信がないわ。
You can have the sour orange juice too. I try my best to keep my emotions in check.
座標を確認でき次第、即座に目標へ向かって全速前進。グローザ、作戦準備を。
Okay, we're fighting now. Commander, we've arrived at Area 1. Cove signal is indeed coming from here. Confirmed. Elliot storm detected in the area. Threat level 2. Alright, clear them out and continue the search. Priority is confirming Cove signal. Understood. Commencing cleanup. This'll be easy, especially bringing along a Klukai friend. Oh my goodness, she's so overpowered. Bringing along friend units in games is always the best. Like, holy cow, look at that! That was so beautiful. First thing. Solo. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I will send more. I'll give her some. Hello, hello. I'll buy those packs. Maybe later on tonight. I gotta just check one more thing. I gotta buy one last thing. She's all you need for speedy clearing stages. Beautiful. Commander, we've arrived at Area 2. There's a new group of Elids here. Lonely grains of sand, following their destined path. Damn it, where on earth did Kof go? Krolik, are you angry? Did I play a thing for you? Ah, shut up already. Groza, search the area after securing it. Report anything suspicious immediately. Copy, everyone. Clear the area as quickly as possible. Yeah, quickly as possible, eh? You know, we got this. This is fine. Completely fine. Oh my goodness, yes. Let's do it. I am so entertained. I love AoE. One turn is just so beautiful. Ooh, Season's Maki's banner and Max do both Klukai and her gun. Oh, beautiful. It does kind of hurt how Macchiato's rerun's also here. I could always use more of her, but it's okay. I can resist. I at least bought her new outfit. And hello, hello.
どこに行っちゃったの？まさか危険な目に遭ってないですよね？
正確な座標はなし。あるのは方向のみ。いざとなったらしらみつぶしに探すわ。 心配しないで。メリー、走行速度を戻して。
わかりました。走行速度を5分以内に時速90キロへと戻します。
Helena, who has been sticking to me like glue, jumps up and throws her arms in excitement.
座ってなさい。
ちっちゃいし。
Satisfied to finally elicit a response from me, Helena sits down obediently and looks at me with expectation.
コルフェンを探しに行くのよ。
Helena's head droops in disappointment. Unhappy that I'm not comforting her like I usually do, Helena pouts and reluctantly looks out the window. As we accelerate, the view outside the window flies past quickly.
指揮官、ベクトルエンジンは修理し終えましたけど、さすがに高効率稼働を長時間維持できません。1時間後、走行速度を時速30キロに抑えて、応急高温プログラムを1時間起動しないと。
ええ、エンジンの状況に気を配って。グローザ、コルフェンの手がかりを。
How far did she travel at this point?
ルート上にある2つの集落はどちらも廃棄されてるわ。活動状態にある個体は見当たらないわね。翼を羽ばたかせる鳥の群れ、湖面に映る影、破裂。ネメシスがさっきの生き袋の群れに問題ありってさ。そう、問題ありありだよ。ベプリ何曲も歌ったのに少しも聞いてくれないんだもん。ああ、通りでしっちゃかめっちゃかな音がしてたわけね。生き袋が変異したのかと思ったわ。ベプリ、戦闘中は静かにしなさいよ。コルフェンと背は
How short is Ripley? Because they keep on saying how tiny she is.
しっちゃかめっちゃかってベプリーが頑張って練習してきた歌なんだよ。パドリックちゃん、真面目に聞いて。え、そこ？あなたもよ、ベプリー。戦闘中は真面目にね。それと指揮官、ネメシスに同意するわ。さっき遭遇した生き袋は明らかに様子がおかしかった。
種類や攻撃方法が違うの？それとも
体格と攻撃スタイルに変化はないわ。そう形容するのは
They looked a little different. Sorry, girls, I couldn't really tell since Klukai just made them all go poof.
巨大な砦に内在せし、かすかな変化を遂げる種子。さらに多くの結晶化？結晶化の違い？
So many tech adjustments to be made. The feels. In the call, Nemesis nods.
確かに。コーラプス放射線を浴びてエリットに感染した生物は抗エリットワクチンを接種して体内のコーラプス粒子を取り除いた上で適切な治療を受けなければ身体状況が徐々に悪化し始めるわ。体の表面にコーラプスクリスタルが現れるのをサインに最終的には生き袋と化す。通常結晶化は生物の内部から始まる。体表に見られるコーラプスクリスタルが多い
Crystallization usually begins inside of an organism.
結晶化が進んでいることに
Oh man, I wonder what hurts more.
戦闘能力も
The Ella disease or
確かにさっきの
catching Eripathy inside of Arknights because they're both crystals. Ugh.
よく遭遇してたあいつ
The thought of just having a pointy stuff inside of you just ugh.
ブリーフに登録されてる名称は砂糖度よ、キャロリック。
そうそれ。今までのカエルは足が全部結晶化してて動けやしなかったのに今日のやつらは飛び跳ねてたわよ。地面を打ち鳴らすみたいに。
Toads that can jump.
そうにね。トードの舞だよ。レプリーも習いたいんだ。キャロリックちゃん、動物の踊りの真似って難しい。
Elid probably. At least Eripathy gives you a chance at fancy magic powers. Ah.
教えて。ねえ、いいでしょ？はあ？
You know what? True. Fancy magic powers are always good.
私たちの位置は
But if you get nothing out of Elid, ugh.
生き袋に変化があってもおかしく
That's just sad.
大した問題じゃないわ。引き続き状況観察を。
指揮官、前方に小規模の廃墟群が見えます。
迂回して。
その指揮官、射 廃墟内の大部分が高温にマークされています。人が住んでるかもしれません。ですが地形情報を確認するとここに集落はないみたいでして。
グローザ、偵察をお願い。画像を回して。
了解。
Ooh, let's see what's in there. Ellie can make you a powerful zombie immune to bullets. Ah! Could be worth it then, totally.
体型維持。みんなちゃんとついてきて。あ、ギャロリックちゃん、ギョロギョロしない。
あのさ、頼むから一瞬だけでも静かにしてよね。あんた出発してからごちゃごちゃうるさいのよ。
Krolik turns to look at Vepley, who is walking behind Nemesis to the right, and does not notice that Groza has stopped. Nemesis walks up and clamps a hand tightly over Krolik's mouth. The three dolls all stop.
あんた曲折した道、広壁の前に沈黙す。
ペープリーわかっちゃった。ネメシスちゃんはギャロリックちゃんに黙っててほしいんだ。
静かに。奴らが出てきたわ。ペプリー、映像を回して。
これで合ってる？隊長。
そう、こっち。
The four of them quiet down. Rosa stopped them at the corner of a tall building. Due to long years of wind erosion, the building is derelict and the top has collapsed. It now forms a pyramid-shaped obstacle that provides the dolls cover. Vepley walks up to Groza and aims her micro-streaming device at what appears to be the entrance of the ruins through a shattered window. A group of robed men are quietly exiting the ruins. Oh no. They are all interlacing their fingers in a strange cross shape. Their faces are covered by their hoods, and their strides are slow and coordinated. Oh, totally not sus at all. The sun is shining down brightly on these people, but they look no less spooky and mysterious.
普通の住民には見えませんね、指揮官。彼らは何を？
メイリー、いきなり喋らないでよ。
Mailing, are you ruining their cover?
静かに。
The leader of the procession suddenly stops, as if he has seen something. Everyone also comes to stop behind him. The leader slowly raises his hand and points in a certain direction. There is something rather odd about his body. His voice is soft and extremely hoarse. The sunlight shining on his raised arm is reflected brilliantly off the skin. The group behind him repeats the phrase of unknown meaning, and they start marching in the indicated direction.
隊長、指揮官、見えてる？あの人の体、石がたくさんついてるよ。
Oh, yeah, so pretty, totally.
なんか指揮官のコーラップスピースに似てるかも。
いいえ、コーラップスピースじゃなくて、あれはコーラップスクリスタル。コーラップスクリスタルなの？グローザ。
見た感じではそうね。
隊長、ヘレナへのプレゼント。
I don't know if you want to give Helena those.
処理されていないコーラップスクリスタルは起動基地に持ち込めないの。濃厚な暗影、隙間を満たす。目標、小せし巨大な投影。
I feel like if we gave Helena those crystals, she'd catch something. Krolik wriggles and tries to pull Nemesis' hand off her face.
手をどけなさいよ。口を塞がれでどうあんたの翻訳しろってのよ、ネメシス。隊長、奴らが起動基地に向かってるってネメシスが。
Krolik forgets to keep her volume down in her annoyance. The procession of robed men look toward the four dolls. Well... The dolls emerge from behind their cover and approach the group that has come out from the ruins. The leader of the group seems rather agitated by the appearance of the dolls. He once again makes the strange finger interlacing sign at them. Vepley looks back and forth between the robed men and her silent and wary companions in confusion. Then she sticks out her hand cheerily.
レプリーだよ。こんにちは。
No, thank you.
君たちにあ、ベブリーわかった。スペシャルなダンスを練習するんでしょでしょ
Oh, she's too innocent.
拒めば懲罰が訪れる。ニター様の指令に従いたまえ。さすれば主は明記せん。
何言ってんのよこいつ。見たって何よ。変ね。まるでネメシスが話してるみたいじゃない。
懲罰は至れり、懲罰は至れり。主は明記
Smite them! The group of robed men suddenly start charging at them.
待ってよ。強引なんだから。
私変なこと言った。
Rosa repels the incoming mob of attackers and asks for my orders over the comms.
相手は強烈な敵対傾向を見せているわ。指揮官、攻撃する。離脱を優先して。
Oh gosh, I guess we're gonna fight these robed men, huh? Yes, we are. Wow, what a large audience. The place so happy. That's enough, idiot. Suppress them and stop them. Wandering lone traces. Low growls of beasts. I'm not scared. You're the one who's scared. I just think these weird things are annoying, alright? All units, prioritize suppression and repel the enemy. Don't let any of them escape. Yeah, there's not gonna be any survivors. It's fine, especially when I bring out a friend Klukai. Beautiful, wonderful, easy. U047 Type 1. Oh, they're barefoot. Don't mind me, I'm just checking out their appearance. He got a little talisman on the face. Bare feet. Anklets. And some crystals in their legs. Okay. 3 feet. I guess that's it for now. There's the others.
ハンデをあげる。これは決意の重さだ。逃がしてあげろ。
Okay.
ハンデをあげる。
Ta-da! Beautiful.
なんてことない勝利だが、休む理由にはちょうどいいだろ。
Continue, please.
敵ユニットは戦闘エリアを離脱。14分後に起動基地へと帰還予定。
直接指令室へ。
何か状況が？
とりあえず来て。
After ending the call with Rosa's team, I redirect my attention to Helena. The girl was huddling behind me and shaking like a leaf. Her eyes are squeezed tightly shut.
やだ。ヘレナさん、大丈夫ですか？
彼女のこんな様子は初めて見た。
Uh-oh.
さっきの映像に映って
Poor Helena.
関係が。
I give her a reassuring pat and gently pry her fingers off my clothes.
私はここよ。心配いらないわ。
I will protect you, Helena.
ここは起動基地よ。私とメイリーしかいないから安全なのよ。ヘレナ、誰も来ないし、あなたはどこにも行かない。
行かない。やだ、行きたくない。
ええ、行か
It's okay, Helena.
ヘレナ、ごらん。
Just sit back here, have some apple pie.
母たちもすぐに戻ってくる。誰かが来てもみんなが守ってくれるわ。怖がることは何もないのよ。
私も守りますよ。ヘレナさん、心配いりませんからね。
Startled by the sound of the door being opened, she darts behind me and closes her eyes again.
こんなに縮こまって一体どうしちゃったのよ。
I would never!
こいつ勝手にコントロールパネルを動かしてあんたに殴られでもしたの？
I wouldn't do that.
いいえ。
ヘレナ、ベプリーだよ。
Vepley gives Helena a little wave from where she is in the back of the group. Provoked by the name Vepley, Helena's eyes snap open in fright and she shakes her head violently.
ベプリー、来ない。ダメ、ベプリー、元気を出して。小石はないけど、じゃじゃーん。ザ・ベプリーのコレクション。黄色いリボンだよ。綺麗でしょ。
Oh, cute!
つけてみな。
A nice yellow ribbon.
鏡に飾ればきっと可愛いよ。アイドルのお墨付きなんだから。リボン綺麗、好き、ちっちゃいし、一緒、綺麗。ベプリーね、リボンを使ったコーディネートをたくさん考えたんだよ。試してみよっか。試す。
Okay, that's cute. Helena takes the ribbon and pulls Vepley into the lounge. Vepley starts dressing the girl's hair with the ribbon.
ここに呼んだのはヘレナが原因なの？指揮官。
原因の一つよ。さっきの映像に出てた奴らについてみんなはどう思う？
一番前に立ってた人、体にコーラプスクリスタルがついてました。でも喋ってた。ありえません。あれだけ症状が進行してたら理性を失っているのが普通です。
Yeah, keeping his mind.
これまで遭遇した生き袋どもと真逆じゃない。結晶化が遅れてて他の生き袋より強いってことでしょ？あ、そうそう、あのリーダー格、喋り方がネメシスそっくりだったわ。で、私がそう言ったら
Do you owe him money or something?
ネメシス
Maybe.
奴らに借金
If not Nemesis, probably I do.
希薄な美風、敏感を往来す。
誰のメンタルが焼けただれてるですって？水でもぶっかけて冷やしてやろうか。
元素最高、混乱なる集結。
These two have the most entertaining relationship.
奴らに会ったことあるってネメシスが。
前にあった奴らに？それとも似たような特徴を持った人物に？どこなの？規模は？その時の状況は？
混乱な増地者、砂礫は崩壊す。
わからない。こっち見ないでよ。前と同じだっての。どれが有効な情報なのかわからないのよ。大勢、一緒に、多くの場所、最後は一つ。それだけよ。
指揮官、ヘレナさんがあれだけ怖がってたってことは、ネメシスさん同様、奴らを知ってるんじゃないですか？ここはレッドエリアのすぐそばです。防護服も身につけて
I think the scariest thing about them is how they're walking around barefoot, outside.
怖いですよ。
もしそうなら
That is the most terrifying thing.
近づいてきてます。映像識別。前の奴らと同じです。
Can we run them over?
それと奴らの体に特殊な記号が刻まれているかもしれない。注意して。
了解。
Okay, time to bonk them. This will be totally fine. We've arrived at the interception area. Elite enemy unit detected. Proceed with caution. All units, commence attack. And all, yes, proceed with caution. This is caution.
気づいたの？
Go get him. Lots and lots of caution. Look at all that caution.
目標注目。
So much caution. And then there was 2.
ハンデをあげる。
And then there was 1.
これは決意の重さだ。逃がしてろ。 ハンデをあげる。
And then there was none.
どきなさい。
I wonder how painful it'll be playing the game with the dolls that that are in the story, just using them instead. Traitors will find no refuge. It could be a fun challenge someday, just using the ones that are in the story. 3 enemy units remain. And they've retreated.
なんてことない勝利だが、休む理由にはちょうどいいだろ。
Ta-da! More offerings to the gacha gods. Woohoo! The more the merrier.
敵ユニット残余さんすでに撤退。各戦闘ユニットの弾薬平均消耗率が 80% を突破。素体損傷状況軽度。追撃する指揮官。
撤退した方向と距離は？
南東よ。距離にして約 3km。こちらの移動速度から計算して5分後に追撃完了するわ。
特殊な記号は見つかった？
ないよ。ベプリー、相手の服装とかちゃんと観察したもん。色は普通かな。
Their clothes are so plain.
好きになれない。次から次へと来てる。これじゃ
Oh man, I wonder what Veplay would think of my wardrobe. Most of my clothes are black.
処理を終えたらまずは帰還して。
Lots and lots of black with the occasional slightly other color, like right now.
付近に大きな廃墟建築があるか
A
ら。
bit of blue.
そこで素体メンテナンスと弾薬補充を行う。
Maybe a tiny bit of red slash maroon.
遅らせるわ。
了解。
Letting my attention drift away from the projection screen for a moment, I try to extricate my hand from Helena.
指揮官、動かない。
オーケーオーケー、動かない。ヘレナ、蝶々結びができないならベプリーが戻ってきてから教わったらどう？
ダメ。練習。サプライズ。
Aw.
なら他の誰かで練習したらどう？私の手に蝶々結びをされては作戦上
Or you can check my other hand, the hand that does not have the thing.
メイリー。はい、任せてください。指揮官、座標は隊長たちに送りました。
Thank you, Mailing.
展開開始。
了解です。
Mailing inputs the command and the Elmo changes direction. Soon afterwards, a continuous cluster of ruins appear outside the window.
車載観測レーダーの権限解放。
権限起動を確認。スキャン中。
Someone there. Uh-oh.
情報分析中。あ、指揮官、誰かいます。
汚染エリアの人口密度をもってして2つの廃墟。どちらにも人間が？
データによると、確かに人間が活動して
Human activity? Human?
廃墟の周辺範囲に到達次第。
Why would there be human there?
応急高温プ
Oops.
追撃を終えたらすぐに廃墟内の状況を確認して。あなたたちの弾薬は消耗が著しい。何か異常があればまず起動基地へ戻ってくるように。
了解よ。
Thank you, Groza.
隊長ベプリーのさっきの動き見てくれた？
Definitely, you did so good.
ベプリー、他のメンバーがあなたをサポートしやすくなるためにも不要な動作を減らしてちょうだい。
不要な動作？隊長、ベプリーが最後にしたの超高難度の連続ターンだったんだよ。
I don't blame her for wanting to fight in style. I'd be tempted for that too if I could.
思いっきり蹴飛ばしてね。
わざとじゃないのに。ベプリーちゃんと謝ったでしょ。
地下に隠されし火炎、隙間より覗き見る。謝ってる隙に敵が来てるのも気づかないで。ネメシスがいなかったら今頃メイリンにメソメソ泣きついてたんじゃない？
ネメシスちゃん、ありがとう。でもベプリー、次はもっと気をつけてみんなと交流するね。
交流し終えたら敵をちゃんと片付けるのよ。
ベプリーにお任せ。お客さんの熱意にはベプリーちゃんと答えるよ。
And again, she's just so adorable.
こんなやつの相手できるのコルフェンぐらいのものでしょ。彼女を連れ戻すわよ。
As Groza's team moves forward, the situation inside the ruins is gradually revealed.
あそこに誰かいる。
止まって。
They stop by a large pile of junk. A man dressed in the same long robe as the people from before walks past the junk pile. He seems to have heard something and turns to look in its direction. The dolls remain silent. Vepley tries to follow Nemesis's example and reaches out to clamp her hand over Krolik's mouth, but Krolik glares at her murderously.
いらなかった？
静かに。
Noticing nothing unusual, the robe man resumes walking in his previous direction.
続いて。
Rosa's team tails the robe man carefully through the various obstacles until they reach a relatively spacious and open area. The open area seems to have been meticulously maintained. A few rocks are stacked into a cairn in the center of the field.
これより映像を回すわ。確認を。指揮官。
確認した。空き地にあるあれは何？
今の状況からは判断できかねるわ。こちらから攻撃を行う。指揮官。
待って。奴らが何を言ってるのか聞いてみたい。
The dolls stop talking. In the open field, the robe group also falls silent at the same time. One of them walks up to the cairn in the center of the field. He seems to be muttering something with his fingers interlaced in front of his chest.
聞こえない。もっと近づけないの？
空き地が広すぎる。使えそうな遮蔽物は見当たらない。これ以上近づくと気づかれる恐れがあるわ。目下、ベプリーとキャロリックの弾薬消耗率は 65% 前後よ。素体に異常なし。彼女たちを偵察に向かわせましょうか。
そうして。
Rosa nods at Vepley and Krolik. Vepley makes an okay gesture in acknowledgement.
ベプリーにお任せだよ。
Oh gosh, are we gonna trust her? It'll be fine. Vepley and Krolik start moving towards the center of the open space while carefully using various obstacles as cover.
ついてきてね。
私が前、あんたは後ろ。
いいよ。体型チェンジ。
As the two dolls draw closer, the man's speech grows more audible.
試練を引き受け、試練に耐える。帰るべき場所へと。
And again, totally not sus at all.
普通は消え去らん。
意味不明なんだけど。
そのまま。
正常なる 帰るべき場所へ我らと共に進めよ。選ばれし受戦者、平和と安寧を得られん。
The speaking man raises his arm and points in a direction.
とはなる安寧がためにアドパルリタス。
He stops speaking. For some reason, the crowd around him starts weeping and huddling closer to him.
何を泣いてんのよ。
Ugh.
この反応、さっきのやつらと違うじゃない。
スペシャルなダンスの練習なのかな。あの人たちの体型すっごく変。
More and more people gather on the empty field. They form orderly lines and are getting ready to move. On the other end of the call, on board the Elmo, standing in front of the projection screen, my eyes are transfixed by the footage.
受戦者、この呼び名は私の推測が正しければ。多勢に無勢よ。先に戻って弾薬の補充を。私たちが外で奴らを見張っておく。
Around the empty field,
キャロリック、レプリ、そっちに敵が向かってるわ。
another person wearing the same robe suddenly approaches them from a small path to the side. Upon seeing Vepley and Krolik, he walks up to them.
アドパルリタス。
Krolik and Vepley are so absorbed by the crowd, they still jump at his voice even with Groza's warning. Krolik's yelp cuts right through the crowd's weeping. Everyone on the empty field turns towards where Krolik is. The weeping gradually ceases, but unlike before, these people are not launching an immediate attack. And again, it's Krolik that gets their attention. Last time because she forgot to change her volume, this time because she went eh.
主は救済せに、主は選択せに。受戦者よ、試練を受け入れ、我らに加わりたまえ。
君もベプリーたちに来てほしいの？
奴らに加わって。
レプリとキャロリックの弾薬は残りわずかよ。長時間にわたる離脱は危険すぎるわ。指揮官。
まず奴らを追って。この数が相手では今戦ったとしても不利よ。補給は後でもなんとかなる。奴らを見失うわけにはいかない。目星。
They've got to be. Oh no.
奴らはパラデウスよ。
And now we fight. Okay, relay points. Before starting a new journey, one must close the chapter on that unfinished part of your life. Ah, that unfinished part of our life, huh?
蝶々結びできた。指揮官見て。
Oh, Helena, so adorable. You did so good.
保温プログラムの終了を確認。ベクトルエンジンは10秒後に再起動します。カウントダウン開始。10、9、8、7、
指揮官、
3、2、1。再起動成功。現在の走行速度を時速10キロに設定。
現在の走行速度を維持。
でも応急高温プログラムを強制終了させたばかりです。低速走行であればエンジンに負担はかかりませんけど、なるべく早く停車して一通りプログラムを実行してから全車メンテナンスを行った方が。
走行を続けて。キャロリックとベプリー両名との距離を 5km に維持。15分ごとに
Yellow alert.
通信を維持。環境観測レーダーの権限解放。周囲のあらゆる異常状況に対し中レベル警報を設定。
指揮官。
ええ。グローザ、補給を終えたらあなたとネメシスはすぐに起動基地入り口で待機。それとキャロリックに連絡を。ドローンの準備は完了したから補給物資は近くに投下される。なんとか理由をつけて取りに行くようにと。
ドローン飛ぶ。
ネメシス、ヘレナを休憩室へ。
沈黙の記録。草原にて素早く舞い上がる。
やだ、飛ぶ練習。
彼女を連れて行きなさい、ネメシス。その後 装備室
Sorry, Helena, we're on a mission right now.
指揮官、
グローザ何か補足が？
現在の状況から見てベクトルエンジンの整備作業を優先するべきよ。キャロリックたちからの座標を待てばいいわ。
すでにレッドエリアに限りなく近づいている。ここの闇ブローカーネットワークは不安定よ。信号をロストする可能性があるわ。
ドローンに信号中継機をセットすればいい。物資投下を終えたら軌道基地の代わりに一定の距離を保ちつつキャロリックたちを追いかけるの。3方の直線距離が 120km を超えなければ信号を見失うことはないわ。
奴らの向かおうとしている先が制限範囲内だとなぜわかるの？
Good question.
相手は徒歩なのよ、指揮官。
軌道基地を付近に止めればいい。奴らが車両を持っていないと。
軌道基地とドローンは移動できるわ。彼らの移動速度や移動範囲が予想を超えていたとしてもドローンの方角はいつでも調整できる。軌道基地だって動かせるわ。でもベクトルエンジンが故障してしまえば私たちはここで襲い来るであろう敵ユニットを迎撃せざるを得なくなる。
You know what, girls? You speak reason.
重要なのは奴らにパラデウスに追いつくことなの。
パラデウス？
ネメシス、彼女を連れて行きなさい。
怖い、先生。
その名で呼ばないで。
指揮官、
Girls and I stare at each other. The ops room is engulfed in silence.
そこまで深刻なわけでもないですよ。ベクトルエンジンならすでに一度修理してますし、短時間内なら特に問題ないかななんて。
メイリー、あなたはネメシスと一緒にヘレナを連れて休憩しなさい。軌道基地のモニターおよびキャロリックとベプリーとの定時連絡は私に任せて。ネメシス、
Thank you, Groza.
休憩室で待機。
Thank you for staying cool, calm, and collected. Groza averts her gaze and walks towards Mei-Ling, who is watching us at the main terminal with unease.
金光世視主より縁に光の岸辺へ至る。
Nemesis walks over to Helena and pats her on the back. Helena wants to say something, but she is too intimidated by the tense atmosphere.
じゃあ私も行きますね。
何かあれば連絡するわ。
The three of them leave the ops room. Mei-Ling keeps looking back on her way out.
もし軌道基地の故障が心配なら私に任せてください。私解決しますから。話し合いは大事ですよ。
Both girls and I remain silent. The door slides shut under Mei-Ling's worried gaze.
少し焦りすぎたわ。ごめんなさい、グローザ。私が気をせいてしまったばっかり。
Well, at least you're apologizing.
その言葉をヘレナが聞いたらさっきみたいな表情はしなかったはずよ。
ヘレナ、そうよ、ヘレナ。完全免疫体、受精者。奴は死んでいなかった。パラデウスはまだ存在している。とっくに気づいていたはずだったわ。でも奴らが本当に目の前に現れた途端、私はグローザ、環境状況を比較。隠れられる遮蔽物を探して停車。メイリーに伝えて。ベクトルエンジンの初歩整備を終えたら応急高温プログラムを再起動するわ。ドローンは
先ほどの命令を維持して、指揮官。
さっきはごめんなさい。もう一度謝る。基地とみんなの安全に気を配るべきだったわね。もしキャロリックとベプリーに何かあれば、あなたとネメシスで迎えに行ってあげて。
距離が遠ければ私とネメシスでも駆けつけられるかどうか。軌道基地はこのまま進むべきよ、指揮官。
でもさっきは
私が異議を唱えたのはあなたに怒り任せで判断を下してほしくなかったからよ。
さすがは元グリフィンの指揮官とでも言うべきかしら。確かにあの
Rosie, you're so nice.
期待していたらドローンで補給ができたとしてもパラデウスに
Even if it was an emotional decision, she still sees it's a good one.
それに
Aw.
貴重なドローンまでも。
Rosa pauses. When she sees that I have cooled down, she smiles faintly.
ドローンの数もゼロに戻ってしまうかも。またドローンを手に入れるために頑張らないとね。
まずはメンテナンスと補給をしてきたらどう？
指揮官様には話し相手が必要かと思って。
And she stayed by us just so we could talk. Emotional
あ
support.
なたの記憶にあるパラデウスはどんな様子なの？
狂人の集まりよ。いいえ、正確には一人の狂人が率いる狂人どもの集まりが正しいかしら。
これまで目にしてきた者たちのような。
少し違うわ。いいえ、そうとも言えないけど、どう形容したものか。
I slowly calm down and try to recall the past. Rosa doesn't have any previous neural records, so if we're only talking about my memories...
グリフィン時代に遭遇したパラデウスのメンバーは体の一部が機械化していて、コーラップスクリスタルなんてものは付着していなかった。それに他人に加われなどと勧誘もしなかったはずよ。その点では奴らは確かに記憶の中のパラデウスとは異なる。同じ点といえばコーラップス放射線を恐れないこと、それから受戦者という珍しい呼び方ぐらいかしら。
イモール。彼らが繰り返していたこの名を耳に
More.
ないわ。あるいは知らないだけかもしれない。私の把握していた資料の中に似たような名前はなかった。
コーラップス放射線を恐れない。それが彼らの特徴なら、防護服を着ていない人形を勧誘してもおかしくはないわ。
でも奴らの体にパラデウスのマークはなかった。奴らが本当にパラデウスなのかどうかまだ断定できない。
ヘレナの箱にもそれらしいマークはなかったわね。
True.
もしコルフェンが軌道基地を離れた後、彼らに遭遇していたらきっと列に加わったと思うわ。彼らと行動を共にしている可能性が高いわね。
確かにその可能性は大いにある。
Rosa walks over to me from the main terminal.
大丈夫よ、指揮官。この手がかりを追いましょう。もしグリフィンでの最後の任務が終わっていないのなら。
She places her hand lightly on my shoulder.
今回は必ず私たちの手で終わらせる。
定時連絡？
いいえ、キャロリックから映像が回ってきたわ。
A video? Uh-oh. Rosa brings up Krolik's footage on the projection screen. The footage shows Krolik and Veple following the group of row people into an ordinary-looking settlement. The peaceful settlement appears pretty similar to the one where Saga lives. The only difference is that the residents scattered around the settlement are all dressed in the same robe we've seen before, as they work on modifying some of the buildings.
こいつらずーっとブツブツつぶやいてんだけど、いつになったら戻れるのよ、指揮官。ベプリーはちゃんとお返事したよ。観客の声に応えるのもアイドルの務めだもん。はあ、返事？あれのどこが会話だってのよ。てか、一番うるさいのはあんたなんだけど。ベプリーうるさくなんかないもん。あれは。誰が来た？
A group of row people appear in the footage. They clearly bear injuries, but they are not wearing any gear that would protect them against collapse radiation. On their faces is a zeal that is rather unusual in people living in contamination zones.
我がどうしよう。歓迎する。洗礼を受け、ドアに帰るべき場所へと共に歩もうぞ。案内は我らと共に。
Peace be with us.
アドバルリ
座標を確認。
送ったわ。次はどうするの指揮官。
コルフェンがそこにいるか確認して。それと
敵ユニット接近中。映像を比較。さっきの奴らよ。
Well,
振り払って座標へ向かうわよ。キャロリック、できる限り情報収集を。
we fought them earlier. It's gonna be fine. Oh, but it's just two of them. Well, begin the engagement. Take out as many enemies as possible. Rosa and Nemesis just together. Ooh. That could be an interesting challenge. But nah. I haven't even raised the main team. Like, I know I should raise everyone nicely, but I'm bad in games. Someday I'll raise them good. Or at the very least, Groza. But for now, this is fine. Completely fine. And then there was two. Ta-da! Good job. The remaining enemy units are retreating. All units stay on guard.
戦場は片付いた。皆の者、よくやったな。
Yay. I know, right? No fear. Now there's story node. Illusory revelation. Prayer may not grant peace, just as faith does not ensure blessings. Bless my pools, please.
戦闘エリアからの離脱を確認。
また逃がしたの？
数が多すぎるわ。こちらが気づく前に遠くの敵はとっくに逃げ出してる。
戻ってきて。補給を終えたらキャロリックたちの元へ向かうわ。
了解。
メリー、ヘレナはどうしてる？
さっきその
Aw,
ちょっと怖がってました。
poor Helena.
コルフェンの名前
Our precious little bebe.
なんですが、やっと眠りました。さすがにまだ目は覚ましてないかと。
彼女が起きて指令室へ行きたがったらそうさせてあげて。
わかりました。伝えておきます。
指揮官。
I follow the voice and look towards the projection screen, but the view is dark.
どうしたの？
見えないの。前のあれ、コルフェンよ。
画面が暗すぎるわ。どこにいるの？
わからない。どっかの建物の中じゃない。さっき入ってきた時、何かの工場って書いてあったわ。ブツブツ言ってた奴らが全員入ってったから、私たちも続いたの。
Can't tell from the image. It's
コルフェンがいたのよ。映像から見えない。
その辺りが暗すぎて感度と絞りを調整できませんか？
わかった。レプリン、調整して。レプリンにお任せ。感度調整 OK。
oh, now I see.
見えた？指揮官。
Oops. The view gradually brightens up, revealing several figures at an unknown distance as the camera zooms in. The figures are all robed, but the one with blue hair stands out from the rest.
見えたわ。近づける。
遠くはないけど、人が多すぎるわ。誰も動かない。
Yo, Cove, what you up to? What you doing, girl? The blue-haired figure looks towards Kolek and Veple. as if she hears a familiar voice. She mumbles something in surprise. I can just about make out what she says by reading her lips. Hope averts her gaze immediately.
彼女は何を見てるの？
あ、プリフィアだ。ベプリ分かっちゃった。
Bepley moves her camera to capture another figure, also dressed in the same robe.
なんとかしてコルフェンに近づいて。
分かったわ。
Krolik and Bepley are just about to make their move when everyone suddenly hushes up around them.
どうしたの？
What happened? In the feed, the blurry figures gradually stop moving. The silence is interrupted by a rustling sound. The robed crowd bow in unison and make their cross sign with their fingers while facing a certain direction. They hold this position for so long I start wondering if the live feed is disconnected. I'm just about to ask Krolik and Veple when a soft voice speaks. But then it stops and everything is silent once more.
喋ってるのは誰？
知らない。他の奴らと格好が違うわね。遠くてよく見えないわ。ベプリ、方向変えて。みんな注意してね。カメラが動くよ。
As Veple points the camera at a higher point, some blurry symbols flash past the screen for a split second.
ストップ。ズームできる？
最高倍率になってるよ。どこが気になるの？
今見てるところの上よ。壁の方にあるの。何のマーク？
マーク？どれよ？
Krolik turns to look around. Krolik turns to look, and her bunny ears briefly block the view.
あれは何なの？
Is that the symbol?
命の境界標識、悠久なる静粛に散らばる。
Nemesis has returned to the ops room and is now also staring at the projection screen. Several cute triangles peek through the space between Krolik's bunny ears. Nemesis frowns slightly.
こんな時にちょっかい出すんじゃないわよ、ネメシス。
斬新な交流が空に満ちる。駆逐、先導せし替え。
ネメシスはなんて？
こういう形のコンパス、昔よく。
Oh, she has seen something like this before. Uh-oh.
あれ見たことあるの？
After some hesitation, Nemesis nods.
私たちに会う前のこと。でもあなたを見つけた時、そういったマークはどこにもなかった。ネメシス、昔パラデウスに属していたの。来て。
The soft voice speaks again, interrupting Nemesis before she can answer. At the sound of the voice, the robed crowd in the feed start bowing and making the cross sign with their fingers again.
先にコルフェン。キャロリック。奴らが動き出したわ。コルフェンに近づけるか試して。ベプリ、カメラの位置を調整できる？
あ、うん。ベプリ、今から調整するね。指揮官、見える？
I see a dark figure on the blurry image. The figure standing amidst the crowd is not particularly tall and is standing on a simple podium, which is briefly visible whenever the crowd shifts. On the podium, the figure gazes serenely over the crowd, and the light source in the dimly lit space with their arms open towards the sky. I'm pretty sure she's evil, but I do like her outfit. That is a nice dress. Please walk with us. Using the robed worshippers as cover, Krolik and Vepley manage to slip close to Kolf. Krolik grabs Kolf's hand. Ah, look at the little hoodie.
行くわよ。まずはここから出るわ。奴らが何してんのか知らないけど、こいつらが止まればこっちまで動けなくなる。
Kolf almost falls over when Krolik tries to drag her along, but she pushes Krolik away using her other hand.
私はここに残ります。いい加減にしなさいよ。どうせフリーなんちゃらを閉めとけばいいんでしょ。
Chrysanthemum.
まずは帰るわよ。閉める。あ、もしかしてベプリーの観客になるってこと？ベプリーも手伝うよ。
This chant.
あなたたちが閉める。あいつを。私は戻って、あなたたちが残って。できないこともないよ。ここにいる観客、みんななんだか変な感じ。ベプリー、みんなをハッピーにしてあげるんだ。ハッピー？どうやって？まさか歌って踊るとか？だったら試してみなよ。奴らに返り討ちにされないかどうか。つまり
Vepley is so confused.
ステージとの交流が好きなタイプ？あなた。
キャロリック、彼女を連れ戻して。
隊長、これはリソースの消耗とリスクを考慮した上で下した判断なんですか？
命令を執行しなさい、キャロリック。
もう知らないから。コルフェン、ほら行くわよ。
More sermon. The road worshippers can be seen interlacing their fingers in the feet in some sort of symbol. Krolik's voice pierces right through the silence. Of course, Krolik. It's always Krolik. Gosh darn it. This is the third time, Krolik. The figure in the podium turns to look at Krolik. Through the camera, I meet the figure's gaze for a brief moment.
しまった。撤退。
The figure raises an arm and points at where she's looking. The robe crowd all turn their heads in unison. The comm sign breaks up in a burst of static. I hear a faint cry just before the signal is lost. Well... It's fine, this is totally fine. Stimulated state. Amidst the most chaotic flames, the atoms of instability radiate their energy. Is this karma for Krolik complaining to everyone else? In a certain factory in the yellow zone,
拒めば死は懲罰を下す奴らだ。
at his command, the crowd who was just looking at them now starts charging towards them. A crush is threatening to happen in the densely packed space. The trio are pushed up against each other as they desperately try to avoid being engulfed by the incoming wave. Everyone loves Baily so much.
ちょっとコルフェン、こっちに来なさいよ。そんな遠くにいたんじゃはぐれるっての。
I love that level of Delulu.
ゲームはどこなの？いなくなった。さっきは確かに目の前にいたのに、あと少しでアンフィアの敵を撃てたのに。
何？アンフィアって誰よ？
あ、ベップリ分かった。オルフェンちゃんの超大事な観客なんでしょ。違う？観客？何も知らないくせに。なんで来たのあんたたち。なんで来たのよ。
はあ？私らが来なかったらあんた今頃バラされて廃品回収行きだったの分かってんの？ああ、ご丁寧にメンタルバックアップも消してたんだっけ？たまけど私らに闇ブローカーのとこからメンタルをひねり出せとでも残業ばっかさせてたらあのメイリンで
I love the thought of them having this conversation while dodging bullets.
産業メンタルやめてよね、しらじらしい。仲間のふりなんてもううんざり。ここまで
I'm not the doll you thought I was.
私はあんたたちが思ってるような人形じゃない。まだわからないの。
あんたが嘘ついてようがないが私に何の関係があんのよ。
だったらなんで関わるの。あんたたちそんなこと続けてたらそのうち汚染エリアで死ぬよ。分かってんの？
分かってないのはどっちよ。汚染エリアで生きていけなくて物資箱に隠れて私らの起動基地に潜り込んできたのはどこの誰だったかしらね。あんたに関わるな。汚染エリアで死ぬですって。
These guys have so much ammo.
私の凄さがまだわからないようね。
ストップ。みんな同じパフォーマンスの仲間なんだから喧嘩は良くないよ。お客さんってば超積極的。ベップリもう持ちこたえられないよ。
At that precise moment, Krolik takes out the robe worshippers who got their hands on Veple and drags her out of the crowd.
私から離れるなって言ったでしょ。コルフェン、あんたも来なさい。
私隊長と指揮官を持ってるかな。
そろそろね。どうなってんのよ。通信が使えないじゃない。ほらコルフェン、ベプリ、私についてきなさい。まずは入り口に向かうわよ。
Krolik neutralizes the robe worshippers, blocking their way, and tilts her head at Veple and Kolf behind her.
体型チェンジ。ベップリただいま参上。
行かない。あんたね、このゴミを読んで。
隊長と指揮官がここに来るわけない。
はあ？
すごいはずのキャロリックさん、まだわかんないの？ここには敵が大勢いる。あなたたちと私を連れ出すのにどれだけの資源と時間がかかるかしらね。メンタルバックアップも所属権限も全部私が消したの。起動基地にはスペアの素体がある。メンタルバックアッ
What
プ
do you mean just to die?
バックアップを使ってあなた
Girl, you gotta have more faith.
2人は助かるのよ。死ぬと分かっててこんなところに来るわけないじゃない。
I would say believe in the me that believes in you, but nah. Believe in the me that believes in Groza.
いいわ、コルフェン。こうなったらかけてやるわよ。
The cleared path is soon blocked again by more incoming worshippers in robes. Krolik bends her knees and holds out her blade, her eyes narrow.
何をよ。
隊長は必ず来る。ああ、それとあの邪魔くさいネメシスも。指揮官本人はさすがに来ないと思うけど、隊長たちは絶対に指揮官の命令で来るわ。あんたが隊長を目にしたら私と帰る。どう？
くだらない。そんなわけわかんない賭けなんかして何の意味があるの。私はここに残る。絶対に残ってやるから。ってことはコルフェンちゃんは対隊長が来るって思ってるんだ。
ほらね、言ったでしょ。ただのわがままだって。コルフェン、こいつらもう私らを敵とみなして、こっちの側にいるあんたは もうここにはとどまれない。
ダメ。私は
After taking care of the rogue worshippers in front of her once again, Krolik turns back impatiently to Kolf.
わかったわかった。わがままなら戻ってから隊長に。
People armed with different weapons have appeared behind Kolf, and those weapons are about to hit her.
コルフェ後ろ。
Well... Kolf, save the big queen for later. Get rid of these lunatics first. Yeah, they've been talking for a while.
ついたの？
But on the bright side, maybe because of all the yapping, the enemies might have used up a decent amount of ammo. They could have gotten tired during all that time. Being like, how are these two able to have such a big conversation while dodging our bullets? Very impressive. Ta-da!
昔みたいに私に
Very impressive. Okay. In the ops room aboard the Elmo, Helena, who was made to leave before, is now sitting peacefully in the lounge behind me, while all my attention is focused on the screens that are displaying a myriad of information.
目標地点まで残り 7km、12分後に到着予定。規定の規律、視野に満ちる。天井、攪拌、気づかぬ勇士。
ネメシス、危険が迫ってると言いたいの？
In the comms window, Nemesis opens her mouth to speak, but then she just shakes her head slowly.
それともパラデウスに関する情報を思い出したとか？
Nemesis shakes her head again after some thought. She nods.
衣類の喧騒、糸を行く、もつれ合う。
キャロリックさんとの連絡がまだつきません。
仕方ないわ。彼女が戻ってから尋ねましょう。グローザ、ネメシス、急いで。
了解。
Rose and Nemesis keep moving forward, and the building in which Krolik and the others are currently located slowly comes into view.
指揮官、
何？
ここの建物、集落で見かけるものとは異なるわ。ネメシス、映像を回して。共通摂氏製造者、教会の両端に存在す。
A video feed appears on the screen, replacing Rose and Nemesis. Since the person behind the camera is moving at high speed, the video is shaking rapidly, and everything is a blurry mess. Amidst a smear of yellow, a cluster of spiry black architecture of uneven heights gradually appear on the screen. Their outlandish appearance makes them very eye-catching.
黒い塔でしょうか？
光線の影響ね。実際にはダークグレー、ブラウングレー、黒で構成されてるわ。ここの位置からじゃ比較的新しい建物であることしかわからない。外壁はところどころつながりが甘いわね。この風力でいくつもの建物が揺れ動いてる。一部はすでに傾いてるわ。建物の規模は不揃いよ。ざっと見て、高さはおよそ1メートルから10メートル。見た目は確かに一般的に塔と呼べる形をしてるわ。
パラデウスにこんな風習が？
Helena, who has been sitting quietly in the lounge, suddenly jumps to her feet. I turn to look at her. She recoils briefly when she meets my gaze. She averts her eyes and forces herself to look up at me again. Realizing her mistake, Helena squeezes her eyes shut and shudders.
指揮官よ。
I beckon at her. Hey, hello, hello. She opens one eye, then seeing my gesture, she jumps up happily. She takes 2 steps closer to me, but then she stops in her tracks.
ええ。
With my reassurance, Helena runs up to me and tugs tentatively at my sleeve. I smooth out her hair, which has fallen out of place when she ran.
怖くない。指揮官。
Yeah, I'm not a meanie anymore.
ボリカとは何？
指揮官知らない？
Yeah, what's a Borka?
知ってなくちゃいけないことなの？
大きいの、すごく高い貝の一種？それがボリカなんですか？ボリカ。
映像の中の建物と一緒なの？ボリカを見たことが？
The question seems so challenging. Helena scrunches up her entire face in contemplation.
違う。トゲトゲの一緒？
どこで見たの？
暗いの、大きいコラプスピース。
Helena's answer is vague. My silence seems to be making her uneasy.
ヘレナ、役立つ？
Yes, very helpful. She tugs at my sleeve again. Her cheeks are flushed as she grows nervous.
ええ。とても
Thank you, Helena. You're the bestest.
ありがとう、ヘレナ。
指揮官、目的地に到着したわ。
ああ、
I focus my attention on the projection screen again. Observing from a close distance, the architecture varies in sizes. The smallest is no longer than a table, while the largest is just shy of 3 stories tall. 3 stories tall. Just then, the largest 3-story, tower-shaped architecture with a strange but plain appearance reflects the gentle sunlight and shines brightly in this stretch of wilderness, in the yellow zone. A small factory nearby pales in comparison. Several row of people are scattered outside the factory, their fingers all making a cross sign.
キャロリックの言ってた工場かしら。
座標を確認。キャロリックさんとの通信が途絶えた
Hey, hello, hello.
工場付近に多数の敵ユニットを発見。
突入準備。まずはコルフェンたちを連れ戻すわよ。
Okay. More robe figures. Ha. This just never ends. When I start this game, not too long after it launched, I think. We spotted Krolek and 2 others ahead. Nemesis, prepare to give fire support. Ah, get away from me! Dense, black raven feathers. Kolf, what are you spacing out for? Is that... Leader? Of course it's Leader, she's coming there. Always believing Rosa. Ah, Leader came to see Beppi's performance too? Nemesis, follow me. Cover me. Beppi's too adorable. Now, where is my... Okay, there. I see everyone. Oops. You know, I'll put her here. You know, it's fine. She's fine on her own. She's powerful enough. Assemble all units at target area. Oh, it's gonna be smooth sailing heading there. Yeah, this be fine. Ta-da! Okay, now all units assemble. No fear. Almost there, I guess next turn. Turn 3. close. Just one step away. Turn 4. Ta-da! Woohoo! Krolix sends the person blocking her way flying and drags Kolf back to her feet.
コルフェちゃんと立ちなさいっての。
無秩序な運動本質に隠される。
そりゃそうだわ。こそこそ走り回ってるだけのあんたならコルフェンを連れてくぐらいどうってことないわよね、ネメシス。
蓄積する元素過去にもつれる。
影響してんのはあんたのひねくれたメンタルでしょうが。ああ違うわ。コルフェンをたぶらかしたのはあんたね。
私はたぶらかされてない。
Oh, good luck with your saving for Vector. Good luck, good luck.
頭をやられたんでしょうよ。
符号摂氏現行投射による無名制御不能。
あれ奇遇ね、私もよ。あんたなんかよりコルフェンのが何百倍もマシだわ。この際コルフェンを私に残してったらどう？
More rogue worshippers enter the fray. Krolix is starting to struggle with holding back the enlarging crowd. Several worshippers manage to slip past and charge towards Baily behind her.
ネメシス、ベプリーの援護。コルフェ、戻るわ。
Kolf remains silent with her back facing Groza.
あなたの目的を忘れたの。その程度の代役でここに残って医療班の身の回りになるつもり。
私は違う。
なら行くわよ。
ほらほらほら、ぐだぐだ言ってないでとっとと行くわよ。
Krolix grabs Kolf by the collar from behind and drags her out of harm's way.
ベプリー、こいつを連れてきなさい。
オッケーコルフェンちゃん握手会だよ。レプリーに手を離さないでね。
Time for a handshake event. Kolf purses her lips and finally decides to give in. Riding the two dolls' momentum, she starts retreating towards the entrance of the factory where Groza and Nemesis currently are.
主は我らに提示せず我らをあらゆる苦痛より救済せんか。
The dark figure, who has been standing on the spot in silence, raises her hand.
懲罰は至らず耐心せし者を救済に。妹我らを見守りたまえ。我らは我らの救済なき永遠の帰るべき場所へいざ進め。
何言ってんのさっぱり。
The robe worshippers gradually fall silent around them. They make the crossing with their fingers, bow slightly, and part to make way. The dark figure glides towards the dolls along the path.
早くこっちへ。
Uh-oh.
昔みたいに私に感謝するといいわ。
Well, that's ominous. Boss fight time? I assume? Commander, enemy leader detected. Assessed as a high threat target. Be careful. Parati's combat units are often surprisingly strong. Prioritize defeating them, then quickly evacuate. Copy. Commencing battle. Oh, shouldn't be too bad. I like how they just gathered there. It's kind of nice. And again, barefoot. That is the most terrifying thing about them. The way they are going around this place, barefoot. Bellador 137 and Bellador 212 fight in coordination, each with independent HP and stability index. When their stability index is above 0, damage taken is reduced by 80%. Oh my. If there is a significant difference in HP between Bellador 137 and Bellador 212, the one with lower HP will be healed. If one of them dies, the other will gain an enhancement. Additionally, if Bellador 137 and Bellador 212 are within 6 tiles from each other, both will receive a buff. Well, it's a good thing Hukai can defeat them, right? AoE, so woohoo! Bellador 137. Bellador 212. Go get him! Oh yeah, she was super effective against them. Buffs? What are buffs? Commander, the enemy leader has been eliminated. They're in disarray. Of course you're gonna be in disarray after that. They're like, what the heck just happened? These were our buffest boys. All units, start retreating. Copy. The MBV location has been synchronized. RTB ASAP. Yes. Almost there. We shall grant rebirth to the faithless. Observe us and grant eternal peace. Cool.
追いついてきた？
車載観測レーダーの観測範囲内には見当たりません。負けたと思います。
現在の走行速度を維持。環境情報を比較し、敵を振り切れたことを確認できたら、隠れる場所を探して。
わかりました。
応急補給は終わった？
隊長よりメッセージです。隊長とコルフェンは補給を終えています。ですが、コルフェンが権限所属の再登録を拒んでいるそうです。隊長が彼女を連れて戻ってきてます。さっきの戦いでキャロリックさんとベプリーさんの素体が損傷しています。ネメシスさんは現在彼女たちの修理を。私行ってきましょうか。
あなたはコルフェンと仲が良かったけど、彼女のこと心配じゃないの？
もちろん心配です。でもみんな怪我してるのに肝心のメカニックがいないんじゃ。
Oh, Mailing.
私も。
ええ。応急処置はネメシスに任せておきましょう。コルフェンの問題が解決できたら、あなたにはキャロリックとベプリーの再メンテナンスをお願いしたいの。
もちろん構いませんけど、コルフェン大丈夫でしょうか。
それともう一つ、あなたとヘレナに頼みたいことがあるの。
15 minutes later.
コルフェン。
The door slides open. Helena spots Kulf in the back and looks up at me. I give her a small nod. Helena grins happily and waves her arms at Kulf.
こっち、コルフェン。はい、ヘレナちゃん。蝶々結び、綺麗、大好き。はい、綺麗ですね。コルフェン、嫌い？好きですよ。コルフェン、好き。
Helena dashes towards Kulf, closing the distance between them. There's some in-game lore documents about Kulf's background before joining the Elmo. Oh man, do you have to like bond her enough to get those? Kulf is startled, but she only takes a steps back.
これは
Cause I don't got mine raised. Helena smooths out the non-existent wrinkles on her bow and pins it delicately on Kulf's chest.
あげる、全部好き。これは
Because it would be interesting seeing her adventures before then.
コルフェン好き。あげる。いいんですよ。ありがとうございます、ヘレナちゃん。補給を終えたらすぐにここを離れますから。
ここを離れて叶うはずもない相手の手に落ちに行くつもり？
Ooh, the call out. To the side, Groza's face remains expressionless. Clove's hand freezes over the bow, pinned on her chest.
隊長。
あなたにコルフェンと名付けた人がその決断に賛同するとでも。
Ignoring Mei-Ling, Groza continues to gaze impassively at Clove.
わかりません。わかりませんよ。私に彼女の答えを知る機会なんてもうありませんから。それに答えは必要ありません。
Elmo's server room is under Dusty Journal,
彼女が
and the entry is under Twisted Smile.
あなたが死にに行くことに。
死にに行くんじゃありません。コルフェ、私たちも一緒に行くよ。隊長はコルフェンのためにグリフィームの問題を解決しようと。私のために解決？物資の消耗とリスクを計算して逃げるんじゃなくて。
誰が逃げるなんて言ったの？
逃げじゃなかったら何なのよ。軌道基地だって高速で走ってるじゃない。それも逆方向に。
奴らとの距離を取っているのよ。相手の不意をつかなければ私たちが優勢に立つことはない。あなたとクリフィームの問題は解決してしかるべきよ。それに
I lower my head, the sunlight shining through the window into the ops room hits my profile. I don't know if they can glean anything from my face, but I'm trying my best to stay composed.
あの消失せしカビタが何なのか私も知りたいの。
And that's how it ends. Another chapter down. Oh yeah. Oh gosh though, oops. Okay. So how do I find that thingy? Oh, I'm so bad. I've been playing on mobile for the most part. I mean, it doesn't look that much different, but still. How to Elmo server room? I'm blind. Brain not braining. Hey Mei-Ling, hi. Oh. Okay. Almost server room, I can see now. Under Dusty Journal. Is nope. Oops. Steer tiny bit. Oh, there it is. Dusty Journal. Ooh, okay. So, Twisted Smile. Journal entry number 1. Neuralink check. No abnormalities. Brain function check. No abnormalities. Authenticating. Permission check. Successful. Journal entry module. Loading. Successful. Affiliation. MBV Elmo. Body model. SSD 62D. Imprint model. 380 curva. 0.380 curva. Mission ID. Task 3115. Time. Day. Redacted. Status in progress. Date April. Redacted 2074. Weather. Sand everywhere again today. Mood. Whatever that mood is. So, is the commander getting a bit slow this time around? I mean, the commander used to be super sharp about everything, you know? When it came to missions, the commander would always be the best. The most bang for your buck option. For battle strategies, the commander would totally consider everyone's strengths. Even first aid, the commander's pretty slick at that. Sure, the commander would miss some itty-bitty details now and then, but that's still way better than your average Joe. Like, hello? When the machine goes boom, you're supposed to scram pronto. But no, the commander ends up with a big old gash in the arm. Maybe the commander is just not feeling it this time? That's why the commander got hurt? Better keep an extra close eye on the commander. Oh my goodness, so much commander. So there I am patching up the commander's boo-boo. And get this, the commander has got a face like a powered-down doll. Zero expression. Humph. I might have taken the knot just a teensy bit more than necessary. The commander hissed. Teehee? After I finished up, the commander was there twisting their arm around, checking out my handiwork, and then the commander goes and says, Kove's got some pretty nifty bandaging skills. The knot looks quite nice. Was the commander just saying that to be nice? No, there's no way. The commander's face looked genuinely curious, and their body language wasn't screaming. I'm faking it. So I guess the commander probably doesn't know about her. She was always different from other humans. But she and the commander, they're kind of similar in some ways. If only she were still alive. It'd be super great if she were here too. Log module, closing, confirmed. And now number 2. Okay, Neuralink check. No abnormalities. Frame function check. No abnormalities. Self-diagnostic complete. Booting system successful. Authenticating. Permission check successful. Journal entry module loading successful. Okay, same. Affiliation, frame, imprint, and stuff. I think so. Task 3115. Status in progress. Date. Redacted May 2074. Weather collapse storm intense. Mood. That's a mood. Today, we ran into those very aggers again. Grr. This itty-bitty handgun won't cut it for a real fight. I've absolutely gotta get some serious firepower to take down those very aggers. Otherwise, everything up until now will be for nothing. If not me, then the others in the Elmo are gonna end up just like those guys back then, buried in the sand and forgotten. No one's going to remember them, let alone care about them. If only I could be as cool as Leader Groza. No, I can't give up on being a medical doll just yet. I can do this. Anthea. Not bad with the bandages. This knot looks exactly like the one in the textbook. You really are a medical doll, huh? You, what's your name? That drawn-out tone, that lazy voice, those blue-gray eyes, and that scar on her right cheek. She's Anthea Sharapova. I did a quick search in my NeuroCloud for info about her. Anthea Sharapova, Central Army Emergency First Response, 11th Medical and Chemical Regiment, leader of the 3rd Medical Team where I belong. How should I respond to all that? My database doesn't contain any pre-programmed answers to this kind of conversation. All I can do is respond to that last question. Smile, lift lip, corners by 30 degrees, hands behind the back, preset posture checked. Hi, Officer Anthea Sharapova. I'm a civilian medical doll, serial number TSK 2076. How can I help you? Huh? TS what? Why do your naming conventions keep changing? Yes, I'm sorry about that. Get a new name. Okay, what would you like to call me? What to call you? She looked like she was putting in a lot of thought. Hof. Hof? That sounds pretty good. That sounds pretty good. She flipped through her medical records. The patient with the name just had a successful surgery. I hope this name brings you good luck too. Yes, Officer Sharapova. I'm Kolf. And that's how I got my very own name. I never thought that she'd come looking for me again, or that she'd curse someone out like that. Her words were so harsh she used pretty much every string of vocabulary in my database that I could not say to my patients. While I was wondering if I should report this to the higher-ups, she grabbed my arm. Kolf, alright. Kolf, right? Come on. Let's go for a walk. She put on a protective suit and dragged me to the top of a ruined building next to the barracks. There being no collapse storm that day, visibility was over 10 kilometers. She sat there, spacing out, not uttering a single word. She stared at the ruins in the distance, and I stared at her. We were quiet for a long time. Why are you staring at me like that? Did you crash or something? My body was perfectly functional, so I didn't get where she was coming from. Anthea, we'll see the light together. Please don't give up. I changed the way I addressed her and used the nicest words from my pre-programmed vocabulary. Maybe that's the right thing to say? Cut the scripted nonsense. I'm the one who wrote the medical dolls response library. If you're gonna talk, use your own words. Looks like she got mad. Anthea, please don't be angry. Everything will be alright. She whipped her head around and glared at me. After a while, she let out a cold humph. Shut up, Cove. Yes, Anthea, I answered. She glared at me again, then clammed up. Then she pulled out a cigarette and a lighter, clicked it a bunch of times all grumpily. But no blue flame showed up as anticipated. What a bummer. She then tossed the lighter onto the sand. Anthea, smoking is bad for you, so please. Before I could finish, she shoved something hard in my hand. According to my visual feedback system, it was a half chocolate bar and a torn wrapper. Thank you, Anthea. I don't need chocolate, Anthea. Just take it. Pop it into your mouth when you want to talk. Consuming food will cause a number of problems to dolls like... Put it in your mouth now. I hesitated for a second, then followed her order and popped the chocolate in my mouth. How's it taste? She asked. Her eyes were all smiles. The corners of her mouth lifted up by more than 30 degrees, beholding an expression that could definitely be categorized as happy. My programming told me that I should have said, the dolls in the 3rd medical team don't have taste modules. No, maybe a different answer would be better. Searching in my neural cloud for what chocolate should taste like. Anthea, it's sweet and super tasty. She burst out laughing. I could almost see her back teeth through her protective suit's mask. If she liked chocolate, I had to remind her to brush her teeth. You're funny, really funny. She laughed as she patted my shoulder. A doll that lies, that's hilarious. If I can make Anthea happy, then I'm happy too. There wasn't a pre-programmed response. Those words came together on their own and popped out of my mouth. Oh ho! She looked at me all surprised, then started laughing again. She looked so pretty when she laughed, I thought. Journal entry module, closing, confirmed. Aw, and that's when they fell in love. Journal entry number 3. Okay. Affiliation Union of Rosartris Nations Coalition, Central Army Emergency First Response, 11th Medical and Chemical Regiment, 3rd Medical Team, Frame Model SSD 62D, Imprint Model None, Mission ID redacted. Time, Day 39, Status completed, pending confirmation. Date, October blank 2073, Weather, Severe Collapse Storm, Mood, Happy, I think. I just want to see her smile forever and ever. Back then, she was smiling too. Another day with a nasty collapse storm going wild. Everyone's hiding in camp. Anthea's all smiles, saying that we've saved 48 people so far, and that we'll be out of here soon for our next rescue mission. At first, but we were deciding whether to save those folks with early eyelid symptoms from the collapse storm. Anthea got into a big argument with one of the team members. But in the end, Anthea convinced everyone. We're gonna save these infected people. We've got plenty of supplies. Doesn't matter where they're from, a life's a life. I don't want to hear any more objections. The arguing stopped, it got all quiet, and everyone just stared at Anthea. This might not be good. My programming says humans need support. I support Anthea, I said, jumping up, smiling real big, and raising my hand up high. People around me started grumbling, but she stood there in the crowd, smiling at me. As a medical team, saving lives is our #1 priority. There are some weird feelings building up in my neural cloud. I don't understand. We ended up taking those patients, giving their treatment. It all went super smooth. Then October 14, 2073 rolled around. Just another day with another collapse storm, nothing special. Anthea was asking me how to tie the perfect bandage knot like always. But then, we heard gunshots outside. sand full of collapsed radiation from the yellow zone came rushing into the camp, and along with it, our team members with bloody chests. It's the Verjagers! Run! Run! Judging by his voice, his lungs were all clogged up, with fluid building in his chest. He needed treatment stat. He fell over in front of us, coughing like crazy. And then, the gunshots got even louder and more frequent. Someone grabbed my hand really tight. I could feel the warmth of a human. And the sticky blood where our skin touched. It didn't hurt, but I could tell how strong they were. Running away, following their steps, I heard Anfia's heavy breaths. Anfia, you've lost more than 10% of your blood. You need treatment right now. Shut up, get in. She shoved me to the jeep, holding the door with one hand and pushing me down into the driver's seat with the other. My name is Anfia Sharapova. Seal all exits, lock the windows, start the autopilot, and keep going forward. Don't accept any other commands. As soon as she finished, we heard those people's voices and more gunshots. Anfia, get into the jeep. You'll die if you keep bleeding. I grabbed her arm as hard as I could, trying to pull her into the jeep. Shut up, Kolf. Stay alive. She shouted and yanked her arm away, pushed me down to the seat, and finally slammed the door shut. I could see the Verjagers catching up. Gunshots rang out, and Anfia fell right in front of me. Anfia, why? Stop, please stop. I screamed, but the only response I got was insufficient authorization, over and over. I slumped over the steering wheel, with nothing but a sandstorm in front of me. I can't just leave I just can't leave her there. If I go back now, maybe I could still save her. I hit the jeep's window as hard as I could. I don't know how long it took, but I finally crawled out. I ran towards where she fell. Yellow sand, endless yellow sand. I couldn't see Anfia or anyone else. All I could see was the camp, completely looted by the Verjagers. Everything was quiet. I failed. I didn't make it in time. Anfia, she's gone. No humans. Dead. Vanished. I should be sad. I should cry. I should. No. Save her. I should save her. I remember where people live nearby. With just some medical supplies and some help, I can come back and save her. 40 km, that's not far. Anfia, just wait a little longer for me. Huh? There's not even a shadow of anyone. They must have been swept away by the collapse storm. No point in trying to save them. We're short on supplies too. Let's get out of here. But, Anfia... How many people die in the contamination zone every day? We don't have time for this. Please, I'm begging you. Smile. Lift those corners of your mouth up 30 degrees. Put your hands behind your back. Gotta smile. That's what humans want to see. If they see me smiling, maybe they'll help me save Anfia. Huh? You weirdo, your smile's uglier than you crying. You look pretty pitiful, but give it up. The protective suit's busted, and no one survives where the collapse storm hits, especially since your Anfia was hurt. I knew they wouldn't give me supplies or help save Anfia. But if they could just lend me some communication device. If possible. Can I use your communication equipment? I can help treat patients, get groundwater, even fix houses. My voice was shaking. Oh right, you're a medical model, aren't you? Yes, sir. Fix up the person inside, and I'll lend you the communicator. Lucky for me, the person's injuries weren't too bad. Under the watchful eyes, I used the medical kit they gave me and gained access to the communicator. I searched my database for the Central Army Emergency Reporting Channel. Connection made. This is Medical Doll TSK 2076 from the 11th Medical and Chemical Regiment of the Central Army Emergency First Response. The 3rd Medical Team was attacked by Verjagers while on a mission. The situation is critical, requesting immediate assistance. After what felt like an eternity, a robot voice told me that they got the message and ordered me to get back to my team. Then they hung up. Why? Why did it turn out like this? I kept trying to call back. At first, they answered in a grumpy tone, but afterwards, only busy tones played. We recorded that incident. You don't have the clearance to receive updates. Please stop calling. I gave back the communicator, and for some reason, I felt something strange and new budding within. I started running. Kolf. Run faster. Run faster. Run to where she used to be, where she made me leave. My hands dug into the yellow sand, trying to find even the tiniest trace of her. Nothing. No matter how many times I tried, there was nothing. Just yellow sand slipping through my fingers. The sand, it's so annoying. The wind is so annoying too. Why is it that I can only kneel? Why is it that my hands can only hold these useless grains of sand? Anfia. If she hadn't saved me and escaped in the car instead, would things be different now? If I could have run a bit faster and made it back to save her, would things be different now? Back then. If she hadn't tried to save those people, would things be different now? There will never be answers. There will never be a reality. I live where those ifs are real. I stood up, not knowing where to go, but I couldn't just give up. She said, "Stay alive, Kolf." So I have to survive. Survive until I take care of those very Jaeger bastards. Then, I'll come back here to be with you, Anfia. They say that when humans die, their souls go to heaven. Dolls don't have souls, but I have a neural cloud backup. As long as my neural cloud's data is okay, I can avenge you. My self-diagnostic program says that I've only got enough energy for 2 more days. Energy. That's what I need the most right now. Just a little bit. A tiny bit. This is a contamination zone. Humans really need medical help. Trading medical aid for electricity shouldn't be a problem. Broken human bodies, bleeding wounds, and painful curses. Dealing with stuff like that is my job. Your name's Kolf, right? You look really cute. Thank you very much. The program response just popped out of my mouth. But why they call me cute? If my daughter were alive today, she'd be about your age. Please believe. As long as you don't give up, the future will be bright. See that person outside? Once you fix this all up, they'll take you apart and sell you to some shady dealer. My hands tightened, and the human in front of me gasped, "Sorry." You're just like a human. Run away, Kolf. Why are you telling me this? Without you, I probably wouldn't make it through this month. I ran away. I ran far, far away from there. Step by step, my self-diagnostic system kept throwing errors at me. Low power mode on. I gave this command to my body, and everything went dark. Keep off the journal entry mode. Turn off the journal entry mode. Keep it on. I have to survive. Explosions, people screaming, bullets hitting metal. That's mostly what I remember about the battlefield. When the fighting starts, hide. When it's over, go search. If I find one energy cell, if I can keep going for a few more days. My hands were digging through mechanical parts when something pierced the fake muscles in my hand. I lifted my right hand. Tissue fluid gushed out, hitting the broken metal with a ticking sound. It's okay. A quick stitch, keep searching. Who's there? A scared, unfamiliar voice came from nearby. Being in low power mode, I could only see a fuzzy hunched shadow. They seemed to be holding a gun. A big but blurry gun. I quietly stepped back, clutching the energy cell I just found. The shadow moved, they were aiming. Run! My legs moved faster than my neural cloud could process, and I ran through the wreckage. Bang! The gunshot was deafening. The bullet tore through my back and got stuck in my chest. I feel like I'm on fire, but I can't fall here. The gunshots didn't stop. I ran with all my might until my body couldn't take it anymore, and my artificial muscles started falling off. I collapsed in a ruined building in the yellow zone. Anfia, it's so dark here, but I haven't avenged you yet. I can't come and see you yet. Humans can feel the cold. Is this what the cold feels like? Anfia. Time no longer made sense to me. I don't know how long it's been, but a tall, dark figure stopped in front of me. A doll from the Central Army. Looks like I caught a little wolf cub stranded in the storm. Wow. Battery depleted. Visual module shutting down. Journal entry module closing confirmed. Okay, I'm just curious how long the other ones are. Okay, they're about as long, so... I'll look at the 4 and 5 next time. Because I do want to eat a snack before the movies tonight. Oh, I need just a little bit of food, you know? And I'm not eating in my room. Last time I brought chips into here, I spilled some. And I am just like, I'm bad about that. I gotta be better about not spilling in my room. Yeah. I can admit that. My weakness. One of my few weaknesses, totally few. Ha 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 ha. Being messy. So dang though. Those twisted smile journal entries. Ugh. But woohoo! Finishing a chapter tonight. Yay. But now, I'm gonna eat a snack before the movie in like 14 minutes. So with that being said, thank you for stopping by the stream. I hope everyone has a great rest of your epic gacha luck. May we all get our Kalukai and weapon. I shall see you guys later. Bye bye. I wonder what I should eat though. If I'm too lazy to warm something up, I think there's cheese crackers. I can eat that. Or some chocolate. You know, chocolate's always delicious. Ah, decisions. So many decisions. Nom 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 nom. Thought of food is good though, legit.